the people that were successful and the people that were not, their mindsets.
Where did that come from? Is it natural or is it learning?
Mindset is a learned behavior for sure. We can carry confidence that we may have brought with us from childhood, but a lot of us miss that confidence.
How does the internal dialogue impact how we show up as ourselves?
There's definitely an impact when it comes to fuss, and it just really is how the person deals with it, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned, for example, like, oh, I don't have my brand colors on today, but I wasn't stressed about it. I laughed about it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Healing While Building podcast with LaShana West, your business therapist and mindset coach. This is the Beauty and the Beast series, and I'm super excited for this next guest. And I'm not even going to introduce her. I'm going to let her do the honors. Coach Kai, introduce yourself for the people.
Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Kylea Woodley-Jones, founder and owner of From Craft to Cash, where I help crafters and creatives that know how to make everything but money learn how to make, market, and monetize their way to success.
I'm not a crafter and I ain't got no pearls, but I'm clutching my pearls because this sis said, make everything but money. Oh my goodness. What do you mean by that, love?
Well, a lot of times, crafters and creatives, we have this phenomenal mindset. You're a creative, you know how it goes, but we're missing, and we never go into the best part of being a business owner, which is the marketing and monetizing, so that you can actually be sustainable in your industry, so that you can depend on the income from your personal business, and so that we're not just using our full-time jobs to fund our side hustles, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about where in my framework, we get stuck down here in that make part, and we never move up in my ladder to the marketing and monetizing. So I basically work with them and coach them and show them, here are the things that you need to put into place so that your business can actually work for you when you're not working, so that you can make money when you're sleeping. And to do those things, we have to really operate as CEOs.
Oh my goodness. So I have you here on the Healing While Building podcast because I had the honor of speaking at one of your events. And anytime I go speak, they hire me or bring me on to serve in the mindset capacity, right? Tell me why you think it is very important to infuse mindset in everything that we do. And the reason why I'm asking you this is because even when you talk, when you teach, when you coach, and I don't know if you're aware of this, you probably are, but I'm going to say it anyways, you have mindset threaded through and through, right? Where did that come from? Is it natural or is it learning? Or shall I say a learned behavior?
Mindset is a learned behavior for sure. We can carry confidence that we may have brought with us from childhood, but a lot of us miss that confidence. We didn't get that confidence. And then we went to school and we unlearned that confidence.
Yeah.
So we thread mindset into everything we do, and we're firm believers on it. Everybody wants to skip over the mindset, when to me, it is one of the most important parts. All they see is like, oh, if you can believe it, you'll see it. And it's so much bigger than that, because if we don't change the way we think about ourselves, then we won't change the actions that we take to grow.
Yeah.
And the hardest part about being an entrepreneur isn't making money. It's the person you have to become in the process.
Ooh, yes.
Because we have to build ourselves up. We have to gain new skill sets. We have to really trust and believe the process. And if we don't do that, then we're not going to grow.
That's so good, because I believe that everyone focuses so much on the money that they get lost and think the other stuff doesn't matter. It's so funny because back in the day when I first got into the game, and mind you, I'm a therapist by trade. So when I came on the scene as a mindset coach, some people are like, oh, they good on the mindset. But what they would find is that their clients would spend $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on their program, but would not complete it, wouldn't do the work. And it ended up being mindset blocks. And so they end up bringing me in reactively. And I always say proactive versus reactive. So I love that you have a clear understanding in mind. You're a teacher. And anytime you're in the serving profession, teacher, therapist, whatever the case may be, we know it's all about how people feel and what they've been through. You could say, I got $1 million right here. That doesn't make someone happy. There's some other stuff going on so they can enjoy the $1 million, so they can understand the money. So why do you think that money breeds mental health breakdowns, mindset breakdowns, physical breakdowns from stress? What is this thing about money?
That is so good. I actually just got off. As soon as when I was walking in the door, I had to say, Coach Q, I got to call you back because I don't know if she's recording right now. But we were just having a discussion about the changes that I wanted to make in my program for the next cycle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because for my accelerator, I said, well, this is not a coaching program because you already get coaching in that program. This is a done with you format.
Yeah.
And you know what we recognized was the people that were successful and the people that were not, their mindsets look completely different in
Yeah.
how they viewed and felt about money.
Yep.
Right? Because preparation counts, but how you think about yourself counts too. And I think that a lot of us have a toxic relationship with money because of how we grew up.
Yeah.
And one thing that we're doing now, when we invest in coaching, when we invest in mindset, we're also investing to put ourselves in rooms from the people who are actually where we're trying to go, who have seen the money that we want to make. Because I love my parents, but with their broken relationship from money, being high school dropouts, even being entrepreneurs without the capacity to hold on to that money because of their toxic relationships with money, they could not teach me something that they did not have, right? So we have this fear of being broke again. We have this fear of being poor again. We have a fear of it not being enough again. And staying stuck in that place is what's really going to prevent a lot of people from reaching their next.
So good. So clearly we are aligned, hence why you're here. Now, the series is called Beauty and the Beast. And you've heard me, whether you heard me speaking or coaching or serving your community, talking about fuss, right? And the reason why I came up with the acronym is because those were the 3 areas of fear that most people struggle with. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of success. So when you think about fuss, the mental chatter in our ear, that's not true. Oh, I'm going on the podcast. I don't have any makeup on. Oh, I'm going on the podcast. I didn't wear my brand colors. No shade, no tea. I'm going on the podcast. What's the questions going to be? She didn't send me the questions. All that chatter. How does that impact how people really show up, like, in life? In short, because I literally know I went around the mulberry bush. How does the internal dialogue impact how we show up as ourselves? Let me tell you something. If you've been watching this podcast or any podcast, that means you are ready to speak. I am a business therapist and speaker coach, and I love supporting the underdogs, the silent killers, and the one that might even be shrinking in the corner, making sure that nobody sees them. If that's you, come to the front. It's time for you to share your voice, and we are accepting guests on the Healing While Building podcast. You can share about your story. You can actually get hot seat coaching with me because I do this for a living. Or you literally can just play around with an idea and I can provide you some clarity so you can go from confusion to catapulting to the next level. Let me tell you why I even care about this idea. I care because there's too many people literally sitting at home watching everybody else come across their screen. And then we start to be resentful. You want to know why? Because you belong at the table. And not only do you belong at the table, you're ready to create your own table. Yes, I'm talking to you. So I need you to do 2 things. Number 1, are you subscribed to this channel? Yes or no? Number 2, get out your phone, which you're probably watching me on your phone anyway. Hey, what's poppin'? And I need you to text the word breakthrough, one word, BREAKTHROUGH. I'm glad I got that right. To 833-607-2941. That's going to start your journey of doing all the things that you think about, but now putting action to it. So if that sounds like something that you resonate with, let's go ahead and get connected.
There's definitely an impact when it comes to fuss, and it just really is how the person deals with it, right?
Yeah.
And I'll take you mentioned, for example, like, oh, I don't have my brand colors on today, but I wasn't stressed about it. I laughed about it. You know,
yes.
I checked in with you to see if there was anything in particular you wanted me to address, not because I'm scared. I know my stuff. So all I'm going to do is speak on who I am.
Right.
But I also know that if you had something you needed from me, this was an opportune time to check. You said, don't worry about it. I didn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, on the business side, as we're working, women just carry a lot of weight when it comes to being a beauty and a beast. We can't be am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
Listen, we can't be a bitch.
Oh.
You gotta be a leader, right? We gotta be a leader. We have to be firm. We have to be able to stand in the same rooms as men. We have to be great coaches. We have to be emotionless. We have to be practical. We have to make sure that when we're coaching, it is fact-based and that we're doing the best that we can for our community. So there's just this heavy weight of perfection and expectation that we hold.
Yes.
And on the student side of it, because we're also students, that's where that fuss really creeps in. Because when you invest in a program, when you invest in yourself, when you invest in mindset, we have great expectations. But sometimes we forget about our role and accountability within those expectations.
Girl, you
right?
preaching. Where's the...
So
she eating, y'all.
And I'm saying this to be honest, because I feel like the people that you attract know this world that we're speaking of. And I'll give you an example. I joined a program. The first year in that program, I was scared.
Yeah.
I didn't talk. I didn't network. I was like, oh my God, you got all these millionaires in here. Oh my God, I don't want to sound stupid. I don't want to sound anything. I didn't say to myself, I'm a multimillionaire. I belong in this room. I have an 8-figure real estate portfolio. I am that girl. That wasn't my energy when I walked into the room because I was new to that room. Year 2, feeling a little bit of footing. Year 3, I was like, okay, junior year. Now this year 4 in that program, I'm like, oh, I'm a senior. We running.
Girl.
You know,
Senior.
So I say that to say that confidence was built. I may not have had it overnight, and I feel like a lot of the people that we support don't have it overnight.
Yes.
But you got to get out there and do the work. And when you do the work, you're going to build that confidence muscle. I can want to get skinty all day, but if I don't take my behind to the gym, if I don't start eating better, I'm not going to start seeing the results despite my desire.
Amen.
And it's the same thing with our mental capacity. If I don't do the work, I'm not going to change.
So good. I just love when you talk and teach. And this gets me to 2 points. One point is, don't be the smartest person in the room. And you, from your freshman, junior, sophomore, senior, I had to remember, y'all, I'm 43. I don't even remember the levels of school, okay? My kid is 23. Anyway, you were not the smartest cookie in the room. And you didn't leave. You might have, and correct me if I'm wrong, you might have shrinked a little bit at first, until you realize you belonged at the table. You can run with them as well. You're going to learn, but you also have skills and talents to share as well, right? And that took time, but the biggest barrier for some people is making the investment because they know they belong in the room and they get in the room and then they'll figure it out. They want to know all the things before they even get in the room. The other thing that you share, which I love, is that it's about your perception and how you handle things. Yeah, you checked in on the questions. You checked in on all the other things because you're prepared, but you didn't get in your head even when you got an answer and come in here shrinking. Some people do that, right? And that is that overanalyzing, overthinking, and creating clouds of dust that some people do. And I think when you get your reps in, your mental reps, just like your physical reps, you can get a smaller waist, bigger booty. Yes, yes? Get your mental reps in so when you have the opportunity, you're ready for the microphone. And a lot of people dream and wish and want, but they're not willing to do the work. So before we wrap up, let's talk about the work that you have your clients do. You probably want to share some of your framework, and how can people get connected with you if they're interested in going deeper?
Man, this is a great question. And I'll start with the work that I do, because the work that I do, it goes into the work that my clients do.
Love
so
it.
One, I start, and I always give my accelerator clients with a gratitude journal, because this journey can feel so treacherous, right? It can feel very hard. It can feel very lonely. So I always want to start with gratitude. And one of my girlfriends, which the theme of my event was Craftopoly.
Yes.
And we're like, y'all, this is a game, right? This is a game. We are blessed. We have a roof over our head. We have food. Our kids are eating. Like, if you're to the point where you can invest in your business and you're growing your business, even if you're not, what we call wealthy, or you don't have a ton, if you have something to pour in your business, if you have some capacity to grow your business, you are blessed. There are people right here in the U.S. that do not have a roof over their heads, do not have food to eat, do not have $50 in the bank account, do not know where their next meal is coming from. So even as a teacher, I was able to put myself in a position where I could provide for my family, right? And we call teaching like a low income. I loved being a teacher.
Yeah. Girl, I'm thinking about being one because them kids is fun.
I love them. When I say I'll be so ready to go back, like, oh, I cannot. Okay, so now the work that I have to do is always be in gratitude, because if you don't, you will get caught up in every gossip situation. You will get caught up in every messy situation.
Yes.
You will get caught up in every doubt, and you will find that devil pulling in your mindset to drag you to hell with him.
That's so good. Y'all, I kind of cut her off. Drag you to where?
Hell.
Oh, Jesus.
Hell.
Yes. What does the devil usually look like? Give us some quick examples, and then we're going to wrap up. Like, what does that look like in business that's dragging you to hell?
The devil is going to find every opportunity to create doubt in your mind.
Yeah.
So something that I have to do is I really think about, so we have this thing, I won't say any names, but we have this thing at my church where we look at 3 different things, and we say culture's way. And culture's way is just of the world, of the culture. We say church's way. Church's way is typically avoidance, where we think I'll just shut up and I won't say anything about it. And then we have King's way. And King's way means that even though I am a sheep in this flock, I am not solely a sheep, and the lion is still within me.
Come on,
right?
preach.
And with that lion, you can still stand up in your excellence. You can still work on being the best version of yourself. You can communicate and advocate for yourself without having to drag it to hell in culture's way, right? So that is what we should be working on doing, and our mental capacity in those spaces as well. We always should be working on being a better person, being a better leader, pouring into ourselves, developing ourselves, just like we nurture our relationships and just like we nurture our jobs.
True that. When's the podcast coming?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, that was the download I got. I'm just being obedient.
This is me. So my podcast, we wrote the things, we got the things, we're going to have you come out. I just really, even now in this season, so that I don't take on too much, because we've been in launch mode, launch. I was like, podcast, let's push that to Q3.
Understand.
And then we're going to kind of circle back.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I love about you. You're clear, but you don't get distracted by all the shiny objects. You could do a podcast anytime. You got a whole craft house, right? All right. So listen, guys, 2 things. I want you to finish after me. I'm going to say, I'm healing while building, because you're going to finish the sentence, and then let everybody know where they can connect with you at. And you're going to talk right at your camera and look the people right in the face. Oh, I'm healing while building because.
I'm healing while building because my clients deserve the best version of me, and I deserve the best version of me, and my family deserves the best version of me.
Oh my God. So good. And tell the people where they can find you at, just in case they want to get a little nosy and get a little plugged in.
You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at From Craft, FROM, to TO, Cash, CASH. And you can go right into my bio. There's a link. You can find a bunch of ways that you can reach me and work with me there. Also, just feel free to DM me. I love to support you.
Yes. So, guys, if you enjoyed this episode with the one and only Dr. Coach Kai, that's what I call her, make sure you let us know in the comments. Like, we can talk here all day. Kiki, turn it up. But we really want to know, how was this impactful for you? What questions do you have? Because my team and I, we watch the chat and the comments very closely. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And lastly, are you signed up for Healing While Building Summit yet? Because guess who's going to be a thought speak? Are you signed up for Healing While Building yet? Because guess who's going to be an impactful speaker?
I can't wait because y'all, we need to have a whole conversation. I'm sad we're out of time because there's so much I even want to talk to you about when it comes to accountability. So make sure that you are in the room.
Yes, and we might even have a live Healing While Building podcast episode at the summit. We'll see. Nevertheless, get your early bird ticket now, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye. So now that you've watched a few of our Beauty and the Beast episodes, I want to do a quick check-in. My question is, what has been resonating the most? Because sometimes, guys, when we hear different things, your body will keep the score. If you haven't read the book, just click the link below and grab it. I'm not the author. You'll find out all the things. The body keeps the score. How? If you're getting nervous and maybe your palms are getting sweaty, maybe you have a body ailment, some pain in your shoulder, or even like decreased hunger or increased hunger, those are signs that something else is going on. And so when you are literally thriving in business, but then you start to not thrive anymore and you start to survive, we got to ask ourselves, why? Why am I feeling low? Why is it that every time I go into a certain environment, I start to shrink? Or why is it that comparison starts to come across my psyche whenever I see this one person? All that is an opportunity for you to break through. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to take a deep breath and to sit and literally simmer in all the things you've been learning on this podcast episode. But I don't want you to stop there. I now want you to give yourself grace and praise yourself for doing the hard thing. We'll see you on the next episode.